Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. Today I will show you how I made these 3 really simple cane ideas. Idea number 1. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So glad you're here. This is the clay brand and clay color I will be using for this project. You can use whatever you want to use, whatever brand you like, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you feel works the best for you. I'm just going to cut off a piece, and while I do that, I do want to welcome everybody to my channel. I am so glad to see you here. I've been getting some comments from quite a few new people, so I want to welcome everybody, and I hope that everybody has had a chance to click that subscribe button. I do post videos every Tuesday and on occasions Thursdays for the oh so special bonus videos. So please join the fun. You'll just take whatever color you are going to use and roll it out until it's fairly thin. You can cut off your messy ends so you have a nice long rectangle shape. This is the color and brand I will be using, and it is Sunset Pearl. Ah, it sounds so beautiful. It reminds me of a Hawaiian sunset. It is actually really pretty. I will roll that out also and make it super thin, and then cut down the messy ends, just like I did my black clay. I will place the sunset color right on top of my black color. Smooth it out, make sure you don't have any air bubbles in there. You can kind of see it there. Cut away your messy ends, any clay that's hanging over the sides. And I do recommend just rolling the end just a little bit thinner than the rest, and this will help get it started and rolled up. This will give you that nice spiral look in the middle. And also, if your fingers are hot and your room is hot, because this is summer and it is super hot here, you could also use the flat part of your tissue blade and kind of roll it up. That way it rolls up evenly on all sides and the middle at the same time. And then you'll just want to gently roll it just to combine everything together and hopefully work out any air bubbles. You can make this cane as thin as you would like. I will be working right there along the edge where the last piece met my cane, and right at that point I will pinch all the way down from one end to the other, and this way the spot where the pink clay ends will kind of make a little downward motion. You'll see when I cut it away that it looks really cool. You can also use the edge of your tissue blade to give it a very nice sharp point. I'm going to use this wooden dowel. You can use whatever you have. I'm going to press down at the very top, directly across from my point that I made. And this will give it that dip at the top for the heart shape. You could also add black clay to the top on both sides, like a little triangle piece, and then kind of smooth that out, and that will also kind of give you that heart shape. But I didn't want to add any extra clay to mine. And you'll see there at the bottom how it swoops down and comes to a point on both sides. I thought that finished it off really nicely. Just cut off the messy ends, and then you can cut off a few thick pieces to make whatever you want to make. I will be showing you at the very end of this video the pieces that I make from this, the very final pieces. And I'm just going to do something really simple with this cane. Just going to take my finger and basically make a divot into the heart. And you could also, after baking, fill that heart where you've divoted the little hole into it, and you could fill that with resin. That would kind of be really cool looking. I actually don't do that to mine in the end, but you could. Just use your finger, or if you have a rounded tool, you could poke it down into the clay. But I'm just going to use my fingers. Be sure to place in your stick pins where you want your eye hooks to be after you bake them. And I will be making a pair of earrings and a necklace from these. Just smoothing everything out and making sure it's perfect, and then I will pop those in my oven. Idea number 2. These are the colors I'm going to make for my sunflower cane. This is just a really pretty yellow color. You can use whatever colors you want, and you can use whatever brand you would like. Whatever you feel works best for you. I know some people are partial to certain brands and they feel like they work better when making canes. You are free to do whatever you want. These are just a bunch of new colors, except for the yellow one. I got a bunch of new clay colors, so I just wanted to try them out too. I've rolled out my brown clay until it is really thin. And then I've taken the yellow clay and rolled it out into a long, thin snake. With the brown clay, I would just cut it down so you can chop away all those messy ends. You'll take your yellow clay and place it on the brown clay, and then cut off the length of the piece, and then roll it up. I did make several of those, and this will be the center of my cane. You can chop away all of the messy ends, just lay them all out flat together, make them as long as you would like, and then just chop off both of the messy ends. And I'm going to chop mine directly in half so I can double how many I have. And I will place those all together for my centerpiece. Once they're all together, just use your fingers and gently press it all together. You can also roll it between your hands or on a flat surface. Just gently rolling it. Not to elongate it, but just to join everything together and get out any of the gaps. And then this is the lighter colored clay. I'm going to chop away so that I have a nice smooth end. And then I will wrap this around my centerpiece. And I'm going to wrap it around twice. So I just wrapped around once, cut it away. And then I will do the same and wrap it a second time. and then just give it a nice gentle roll to get everything combined together. And I've rolled out the brown clay once more. I will put little dashes in the clay, cutting it from one side to the other, just splitting it open just a little bit. And basically I'm going to take the brown clay and place it down in those crevices. And it'll just give it lines all the way around. And I'll do that all the way around the outer lighter colored clay. You can put as many or as few of these in there as you want. I think the more the merrier. Took me a few minutes to do all of these, but I just placed in a podcast and listened to that, and then got in my groove of finishing up my cane. So I've gone around all the way one time. Just give it a gentle roll to get everything combined together. And I actually put a little ring of brown clay around the outside. I thought that finished it off a lot better. Cut off a piece and put it on the back of a spoon. And I will be making some earrings and a pendant out of these. Have my earring set and my pendant. I'll show you at the end of the video. Idea number 3. Again, this is the clay brand and color I will be using for this project. You are free to use whatever colors and brands make you happy. And this is one of my favorite colors to use, Dusty Rose. I'm going to do 2 Skinner blends. One will be a pink and a white, and one will be a pink and a black. Just set aside one of them and work on one at a time. With each of your balls of clay, roll it out into a teardrop shape. It doesn't have to be super perfect. But if perfection is your thing, you make it perfect. I will do that to the rest of mine. And then with each of my sets, I will place the thicker end to the thinner end and then gently flatten it with my palm and then also with a roller. Basically, you just want to make it kind of thin so you can put it through your pasta machine if you're doing it that way. I do find making Skinner blends through the pasta machine saves a lot of time and effort, but it can be done by hand. I used to not like Skinner blends so much, but over the course of, I'd say, the last year, I find them to be quite fun and therapeutic to make, and they're actually quite easy. In the beginning, I tried it once, and I said, I am making one of these again. But then of course I did. And I'm glad I did, because I really like making them with the teardrop shape way that I make them. Okay, I'm just going to place that one time on the thickest setting through my pasta machine. And then fold it over like a sandwich. And then the side that has the little loop, you'll place down into the pasta machine so it pushes out all of those nasty little air bubbles that get in there. Keep doing that, folding it over on itself and placing it through the pasta machine, easy peasy like, until you have a nice, smooth, cohesive blend. And if you want to keep your Skinner blend from getting too large, you can place it, fold it in half. You can fold it in half and place it directly against the edge of your roller, and then roll it through, kind of pushing it to the side as you go, so it will stay the same thickness. All right, so this is mine, and it looks really nice and blended. I'm going to take my pasta machine down one notch at a time and run it through there to make it a little bit longer. So that was one time. That was a second time. A third time. A fourth time. A fifth time. And you'll see it's about that thick, and it just started to get a little wobbly in there. So at that point, that's when I would stop. You can kind of see the little ripple in there. You can place it on a flat surface and roll it a little bit if you want to get rid of that little wibbly. But it'll be fine for what we're doing. I've also done my other Skinner blend too. Cut down your Skinner blend and then cut off a tiny little piece. You'll see it off there to the right side. Basically going to make two Skinner blends, kind of. You're going to roll each of those up into a tube shape. And this is that smaller one that I cut off. I'll roll that up. So now I have two of them. And they are both rolled out to the same length, but different thicknesses. With my other Skinner blend, I will cut away the messy ends. And I do want my pink and black to be longer, so I have cut a piece of black clay from my block, and I've made it pretty thick. Going to stretch it out to the length of my piece. I'm going to do the same thing with the pink clay at the top. Use a roller to roll it out. You want to get it as flat as you can. You can also put this through your pasta machine if you want, but I actually did this particular part by hand. Just get it as thin as you can. Okay, so I have my two logs that I made. Basically, you want your Skinner blend that is laying flat currently to make two layers. So I will put my rolled up clay on there, so you'll have 1 and 2, and then cut the clay in half. And then take it and stack it on top of each other. Begin rolling up your thicker log of clay. And once you got it rolled up to where it starts to go into the black color, get your other thinner log and you want to place it on there. You can kind of play with it to see if you want it to be more in the black area or more in the pink area, so that the two pink areas are touching. But ultimately, I kind of decided on right where it's fading into the black. That's kind of where I will set it and continue rolling up my clay around it. And so that I have a rounded cane, I'm going to take a little bit of black clay, roll it into a log shape, and then place that on both sides of my little top piece there. And you'll kind of have to play with it to see how thick you need it to be in order to fit on there. You don't want it to be too thick. You kind of want it to be just about the same size as the clay little hump that is on there, so that you can roll it and it'll become a nice cane. I'm going to cut away the messy ends, and this is my final little piece here. You can cut off pieces and make whatever you want. One of them I'm going to leave round, and the other one I'm going to pinch the top part where the smaller little circle is. So I have like a little teardrop shape. Cut off a couple of those pieces. And then I'm going to use my mold shape to make some shapes. You can make whatever shapes you want. I'm just going to do little teardrop shapes for my teardrop and a little circle one for my circle one. And these are my finished pieces. These are my necklace from the first cane. And I added a little jewel on the end. My earrings and necklace. Just a little clasp on there. Super fun, super cute and easy. And I really like these. You could have made like a little tiny bowl and plate set with these. They're kind of fall-ish and festive. And my little earrings, I really like the way these turned out. You can resin your piece if you would like. I just resined the top part. And then my last little fun little cane. The back's kind of messy. You could put a piece of black clay back there if that bothered you. And then my little earrings for it. And the backs are a little bit messy again. And then it has just a little clasp, just like the first earrings. And then just a really simple round pendant. And I made the back kind of pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!